Hi, English 4. So let's talk about the directions for your collaborative research project. So the goal of your project is to conduct research for your team and to annotate 2 articles on that topic that you guys have chosen, the subtopic, and you're going to build a case that addresses one piece of the essential question that we've been studying for the module. Your essential question for your class is and has been, as we've been reading articles together, what is the scope and effect of human trafficking in the US and worldwide? So you guys are choosing as a team a subtopic that sort of addresses one of those pieces to the essential question, and you'll be presenting on it. So conducting research on a subtopic to address a larger, broader question under the topic human trafficking. So there's that. Why you're in collaborative groups is because your team will be better together, right? We've talked about collaboration and the need for it, especially while we are distance learning. And it's so that you guys can hear other opinions, you can understand biases, you can share the workload, you can just talk to people and benefit from having that kind of support group. So your team will be together for a while, and you guys are going to be researching together, and then you'll be creating a video on top of that. So here are the requirements for your slide. So this is a slide presentation. The first few slides are directions, and then the following are the slides for your teams, separated out by team number. So your slide with your team will have 2 links. You will collaborate, find articles, and decide which ones you are going to choose and sort of narrow down your search to. Both of those articles will have 3 annotations, and you're using Digo to take those annotations, and then everyone has to have the same notes. So in your breakout rooms, you must talk to each other. It's not an option. You have to talk to each other to decide how your annotations are going to end up on your 2 articles that you guys choose. So everyone has the same 3 annotations on each of their 2 articles. You're going to be turning that in as a separate assignment though. So everyone will get their own credit for turning in their annotations separately. And then on your slide, you're going to have 2 summaries, 1 summary per article, and your slide will have a template so you can remember what needs to be on it. So here's your steps in completing the slide piece of your project. First, you'll put together research, and then you guys will find 2 articles you agree on, and you'll copy and paste those onto your slide. Then everyone will read those articles together. Everyone will write the same annotations using Digo, and you must talk to each other. You have to in order to do that. Then after you read, so you find the articles, you do a first read, you do a second read of and annotating them together collaboratively, and then you summarize them as the third read. So that's still our 3-read process here. Yeah, that's it. So here is what you're looking for while you guys are doing research. Your sources have to be credible. If you're using the EBSCO database, you know that they are credible as you find them. If you're doing a Google search, you need to make sure they're credible because the likelihood that they're not is a lot higher. So while you're reading your article, doing your first read, doing your analysis second read, you're asking yourself, is this on topic? Is this article about human trafficking, or is it addressing the one piece of human trafficking that my group is focusing on? For example, the correlation between wealth and human trafficking in the US and worldwide maybe. And so you need to have narrowed down articles or resources. A resource can be a video, it can be images, it can be a chapter from a book, it can be an article and magazine piece, it can be anything that brings information, and is your article addressing the essential question for the module? So the question for us, again, is scope and effect of human trafficking. So if your, again, subtopic is wealth and correlation of human trafficking, I don't know, situations, then you also need to connect it to the effect on these people that are being manipulated by the wealthy, for example. So you need to keep in mind how your question and your subtopic are being addressed in these resources that you find. So they're credible. If they're recent, this is a current event. It needs to be recent, right? Or else it's outdated, especially keeping in mind that we are looking at not opinion-based. So we're looking at sort of informational, factual pieces. We don't want to have a biased source because then it's not credible. The purpose of the resource should be matched to your goal, and your goal is to basically present research and information on your subtopic / essential question. So their purpose has to be informational. Your purpose has to be to find facts. The source has to be clearly stated and generally non-biased. So if it's like a blog, then you don't know who is behind it, what accountability they have, anything like that. And so a source has to be really clear and a generally respected sort of platform. And then the writer has to be clearly stated, because otherwise that person's not taking credit for it, and so they can sort of hide behind whatever they create or post. And so that's kind of what you're looking for a credible source. Mostly if you're doing a Google search. If you're using EBSCO, those sources will be credible right off the bat. You just need to make sure they're on topic for your subtopic and it's addressing a piece of the essential question. So here are our subtopics. You guys brainstormed these together as a class. I put them all here for you. Again, here's your essential question. What is the scope and effect of human trafficking in the U.S. and worldwide? And so you came up with all of these pieces that can address that larger question and topic. And so you're, as a group or a team, going to look back through these subtopics, and you guys will choose one to focus on for your slide presentation and for your video. Your slide that are coming up in a second should be creative. So show some originality or personality. Change the background, the text, the format, like where the text boxes are, where images are, what it looks like. Add images, shape, word art, alter your text boxes however you want. It should represent the tone of the topic though. So if we're adding like rainbows and hot pink and yellow text in curly Q font, then it's not really representing what we're presenting with our topic. So keep in line with that thing. So here's another note about grading. Sometimes it can be really difficult to have a group project because we feel like I'm doing all this work and everyone else is getting the credit. So I split up the grades. So while you're doing the work and being held accountable to your partners, you will get an individual grade. So I can see the edits on each slide. I can see your annotations individually. You're going to send in some of your own research. So even though there's two links on the slide, everyone in your group is still going to be responsible for finding an article, and then you guys choose from there which articles you'll use from that research. You're also going to have like a feedback form at the end. So like, you know, you'll get to tell me I did a lot of work and no one else really did, and it was very frustrating, or something like that for me to consider. So let's go, teams. Your team members will be listed on your slide, and then you'll work on only that slide. Everyone in your class has editing ability. Don't mess with other people's slides because I can see it. I'll also be watching you as you work in real time and seeing who's on which slide. And so please don't mess with anyone else's. Just don't do that. And then, yeah, I'd like you to rename your teams. I think that would be good. So here's Team 1's slide. They'll have their team names down in the speaker notes right here. So your teams are already assigned and your team names will be listed down there. You can rename your team here, your links, and your summaries. So those are the basic things that need to go onto your slide. I'd like it if you guys could change how it appears so that it's kind of interesting for me. But there's that. So that's your collaborative research project. We're going to keep following up on directions, rubrics, and we're going to go piece by piece because it is a process project. It's not like a cumulative create this and then turn it in project. We're going to be working in class every day till this is due on this. So thanks so much. Keep asking me questions. Bye.